Ever found yourself wondering why we experience certain weather patterns? Well, you're not alone. Our planet is a fascinating sphere, a complex system with diverse climates and ever-changing weather patterns. It's a world of sunshine and rain, blizzards and heat waves, and everything in between. Now let's imagine the Earth as a giant painting. Each region is a splash of color, representing a different climate. The equatorial regions are warm, painted in reds and oranges, while the poles are cooler, brushed in shades of blue. This is our planet's climate, the average weather conditions over a long period of time. But what about the weather, the daily changes we experience? That's where weather patterns come in. These are the habitual shifts in weather that occur in a specific region over time. They're like the intricate brush strokes that add detail and depth to our Earth painting. Now, what if I told you these patterns we experience are not just random acts of nature? That's right, they're influenced by a myriad of factors. The rotation of the Earth, the tilt of its axis, the sun's heat, the oceans, and even the mountains and valleys all play a part in creating these weather patterns. One such influential factor is a fascinating phenomenon known as El Niño. This is not just a term meteorologists throw around to sound smart, but a real climatic event that has a significant impact on our weather patterns. El Niño is like a maestro, orchestrating weather changes on a global scale. So, why do we experience a sunny day when it's supposed to be the rainy season? Or why do some winters feel unusually warm? Often, the answer lies in understanding phenomena like El Niño. Now that you have an idea about what influences our weather, are you ready to dive deeper into the fascinating world of El Niño? Because unraveling this mystery is not just about understanding our planet better, but also about appreciating the intricate symphony of nature that plays around us every day. You might have heard of El Niño, but do you really know what it is? Let's break it down to basics. Imagine you're lounging at the beach, dipping your toes into the warm ocean. That's a bit like El Niño, a climate pattern that feels like a warm bath for the Pacific Ocean. Here's how it works. Typically, trade winds blow from east to west across the Pacific Ocean. This movement pushes warm surface water towards the western Pacific, allowing cooler water to well up from the depths in the east, a process known as upwelling. But every 2 to 7 years, these winds weaken or even reverse. The warm water that was hanging out in the west sloshes back towards the east. This shift results in a massive pool of warmer than usual water in the Pacific Ocean. Now you might be thinking, so what? A little warm water never hurt anyone. Well, you're right, but remember, we're not talking about a hot tub here. This is the vast Pacific Ocean we're talking about. The warmer water changes the temperature balance between the ocean and the atmosphere. This change affects the jet streams, the high-altitude winds that guide weather systems. As a result, we get a domino effect of weather changes across the globe. Some places might experience more rain, leading to floods, while others may face severe droughts. It's like a game of weather dominoes, and El Niño is the first piece to tip over. So El Niño is not just a fancy term, it's a powerful climate phenomenon that can affect weather patterns worldwide. But what causes it? Well, stay tuned to find out. Now that you know what El Niño is, you might be wondering what causes it. Well, let's dive into that. At the heart of El Niño are the Pacific Ocean's temperature and wind patterns. Picture the Pacific Ocean as a giant pot of soup. Just like how wind can create ripples across the soup's surface, winds in the Pacific can shift and stir the ocean's waters. Normally, trade winds blow from east to west across the Pacific, pushing warm surface water towards Asia. Meanwhile, cooler water from the deep ocean rises up to replace this warm water near the Americas. This is our pot of soup at a steady simmer. But every 2 to 7 years, these trade winds weaken or even reverse. Just like when you stop stirring your soup, the heat begins to spread out. The warm surface water that was being pushed towards Asia now moves back towards the Americas. The soup gets hotter. This shift in ocean temperature is what we call El Niño. It's not just a small change either. It's a massive one, affecting weather patterns across the globe. But remember, it's not the soup or the wind alone that causes this. It's their interaction. The wind and ocean currents work together to create this fascinating phenomenon. So El Niño is like a giant bathtub. with the wind and ocean currents working together to heat it up. You might be wondering, why should we care about El Niño? Well, let's dive into the profound impacts that this climate enigma has on our world. El Niño is like a maestro conducting an orchestra of weather patterns. When it takes the stage, we see dramatic changes in rainfall patterns around the globe. Some regions get drenched in heavy downpours, while others are parched, waiting for a drop of rain. This heightened unpredictability can lead to increased occurrences of floods in some places and droughts in others. But the ripple effects of El Niño don't stop there. It also shakes up marine life, particularly fisheries. The warming waters disrupt the food chain, impacting fish populations and subsequently the fishing industry. And it's not just the fish that feel the heat. Agriculture too can take a hit. Changes in weather patterns can lead to crop failures, affecting food production and prices. Understanding El Niño is like having a crystal ball. It allows us to forecast these shifts and prepare accordingly. We can develop strategies to manage water resources, protect our fisheries, and adapt our agricultural practices. So next time you hear about El Niño, remember, it's more than just a catchy term. It's a powerful climate phenomenon that affects us all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Craving more? Hit subscribe and journey with us through the realm of learning. Remember, every thumbs up and every subscription fuels our passion to deliver more. Become part of our learning community today.